Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about some news, some reporting coming out of Arizona that deals with Trump. It deals with the Republican nomination and what might occur there. And Trump getting a little bit of pushback from Republicans who are to his right. It's definitely unique. Now, the reporting about what happened, it seems pretty solid. It seems pretty well sourced. As far as why, there's a bunch of speculation. So we'll go over the reporting, and then we will talk about the various avenues of speculation on it. Okay, so the reporting says a group of delegates, people who will be going to the nominating convention from Arizona, they met outside of Phoenix. And while they were there, part of the discussion was about a plan to basically throw the RNC into chaos. The interesting thing about this is that for them to pull off a plan like this and get to the point where they're actually discussing it with the delegates and even coming up with a dress code that we'll get to in a minute, they would have to coordinate it with people from other states. The rumor mill says 8 states. The dress code that was suggested to those people who were aligned with the idea of kind of throwing things off a little bit was that they were all going to wear matching black jackets. Call it the Black Jacket Revolt. And this was to, in various ways, delay Trump's nomination or stop it. And these are America First MAGA people to the right of Trump. These aren't never Trumpers. Okay, so the obvious question, why? You have a number of avenues of speculation. The first is that they are worried about his sentence and they want to replace him with Michael Flynn. Okay. The second is that they're worried that he is going to get an establishment vice president and they want to replace that vice president with Michael Flynn. A third avenue of speculation is that some of them have realized, or some of them have come to believe, that the billionaire is actually just an establishment person with a lot of rhetoric, and he's been kind of duping them. Now, realistically, if you're talking about something that is in fact spread out over a number of states, the motivations would be different. So it could be all of these, one of these, a combination of these, none of these. It could be anything. It is worth noting that the Trump campaign appears to have pulled some strings and had a number of delegates in Arizona challenged. And then something happened, and I guess the air was cleared in some way, and it seems appropriate to withdraw the challenges, I believe was the quote. It is definitely a unique development. No clue what it means, though. No idea. The idea that there is a concerted effort to disrupt the nomination of Trump at the RNC that is spread out over a number of states is certainly intriguing. The why, it could be anything. Michael Flynn's name kept coming up, which makes sense because those people who are to the right of Trump tend to look to him. So that kind of tracks. The idea that there are some disaffected people who believe that the guy that has Trump's political history isn't actually far right and has just been using that rhetoric, them coming to a conclusion like that, I mean, that tracks as well. And then there's a bunch of other reasons. It could just be a concern among the far right that if Trump's sentence does not allow him to pursue the nomination, that they're putting this together to make sure that the establishment Republicans don't throw up a very bland candidate. They still want somebody far right. It could be that as well. There's a bunch of different options, and honestly, they're all interesting. But as far as what I can tell from the reporting, none of the motivation is really sound yet. It seems to be speculation at the moment. The fact that there was some kind of meeting where this plan to do this was discussed, that seems pretty solid. But it's the why, that is really telling, and that part seems a little bit light to me. So it's something to watch. It's something to pay attention to in other states. If you see people closely aligned with the Trump campaign start challenging delegates, there might be something to this. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.